Well, Brian, we've got a new herbicide out this year.
Oh, no.
Ignite.
You know, I get so frustrated with these big chemical companies that are trying to rebrand and repackage all their stuff and reformulate it all. Ignite is just Liberty that's more concentrated. That's it. Don't be thinking it's going to be this fantastic new herbicide or anything else.
They got some pretty cool ads.
They do have great ads, and that's really kind of what it comes down to. With a lot of this stuff that you're going to see from the big companies, they're trying to sell you something. So they're going to do the very best job they can in terms of marketing it so you believe, you perceive this is more than what it really is.
Well, I think part of that reason, though, too, is that Liberty, a lot of guys perceive that it's not very good at killing weeds.
That's why they're rebranding it.
And really what happened when Liberty came out, the use rates they were recommending were way too low. And all of a sudden, guys are running into trouble because they're using, in our opinion, a cut rate of Liberty. Now we're going to come out with Ignite. The rates they're talking are adequate. I'd still like to see them a little bit higher, but at least it's a little bit better. And this time, if you come out with Ignite and you're using 22 or 24 ounces, you're definitely going to kill the weeds. But we're going to give you some keys today to make sure that every weed in your field that you're using Ignite or Liberty in is completely wiped out.
Okay, so the first key when you start thinking about Ignite or Liberty, the old Liberty, this is not Roundup. And I think that's what got a lot of people into trouble is they started thinking about Liberty and Ignite just like Roundup. Liberty or the new Ignite, it's really a contact killer. It's not like Roundup where it's a great systemic killer. You get it on this leaf and it'll move to that leaf and everything else. You have to have great coverage with Ignite. So in order to have great coverage, you need to use a lot of water and you need to use a lot of spray pressure. Now, if you're using a lot of spray pressure, you don't have to use 20 gallons of water. Or if you're using 20 gallons of water, you don't have to use lots of spray pressure. But if you did both, that'd be fantastic.
Yep.
And the other thing is, you want to use flat fan nozzles. Don't be using those same nozzles you're spraying Roundup with. We don't want turbo T-jets. We don't want air induction nozzles. Absolutely not. You can't have those when you're going to spray Ignite or Liberty, or it's just not going to work very well because you don't get great coverage.
Well, here's a real big key. On your sprayer, you need to have at least triple nozzle bodies on every spot along your sprayer. So you can just jump out of the spray cab, say, you know what, I'm switching from Roundup to Liberty, clean out the tank, clean out the booms, and then just one little click, click, click down along your nozzle bodies, and you move back to that flat fan. Now you think, wait a minute, I've been taught about drift, and I'm really concerned about that with Roundup. Don't I have to worry about that with Ignite or Liberty as well?
Drift isn't that big of an issue with Ignite. Now, don't get me wrong, we don't want to spray so it lands directly on somebody else's crop, but Ignite is not nearly as harmful to a lot of crops as what Roundup is, and it just doesn't seem to move like Roundup moves. So do the best job you can getting great spray coverage out there, using lots of water and lots of spray pressure, and you'll have better luck. Now here's the other thing. With Ignite, they're telling you right up front, we want you to use a pre-emerge herbicide. And that's what we've always recommended here. So in fact, in the past, if you followed our recommendations on Liberty, probably worked great for you. We've used Liberty every year since it came out. I love it. It's just fine. But you need to use a pre-emerge herbicide. You need to use it post-emerge at the right rate. With Ignite, that'll be 22 to 24 ounces. That's going to equate to 32 to 34 ounces of Liberty. Those are the rates that you need to run with. If you want to in corn, you can throw a little bit of atrazine with it, and you always want to have some ammonium sulfate with it too. Do those things, it'll work fantastic. Oh, and make sure you spray the weeds when they're small. If you let the weeds get giant, like some people try to do with Roundup, it's not going to work very well. Use the product like it's intended. It'll be great on your farm.
Well, if you're excited about the new Ignite, just keep in mind it's the same active ingredient as Liberty is. It's glufosinate. It can be used on Liberty-linked corn and soybeans. It's a new product for this year, even though it's old chemistry. Just use it the right way, it'll work great. One of the weeds you may be considering using Ignite on could be our Weed of the Week. We'll show you which products do the best job coming up later in the show.